listeners, good evening, televiewers of the Divine Mercy Radio Television of the Diocese of BUEA. You're welcome to the 75th anniversary rundown. We'll be talking today about the Bishop of BUEA's 4-year stay in the Diocese of BUEA and the legacy of a successful management of projects in the Diocese of BUEA. And we will be bringing you some updates as concerns the 75th anniversary of the Diocese of BUEA. Remember, the peak celebration will be on Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2025. And we'll be talking about issues relating to the 75th anniversary of our diocese, the mother diocese in Cameroon, that was created on the 18th of April, 1950. Stay tuned. I will be right back after the short break. You're welcome back. And we begin the program today with this news that relates to the 75th anniversary, the appreciation of the Bishop of BUEA to the Christians. And this was following the budget review meeting of the Diocese of BUEA for the current year, for the current financial year. Financial controllers in all services, institutions, and parishes in the Diocese of BUEA were urged to prioritize greater accountability and accurate financial reporting. This was during the 2025 budget review session, which took place at the Pastoral Center, that is the Bishop Pius Suawa Memorial Pastoral Center, on the 25th of February 2025. And we have this report done for us by Nadeshmi, who attended the session.
Meeting at Antiquate Banquet Hall at the Bishop Pius Our Memorial Pastoral Center are parish priests, curates, the chairpersons of the Finance Council and the Parish Pastoral Council for the BUEA Diocesan Budget Review Session. This session covered the 2024 financial year as well as the beginning of the 2025 year. The key objectives of the session were outlined by the current Finance Administrator of the Diocese of BUEA. His insights and directives set the tone for the discussions throughout the meeting.
Actually, we looked at what was budgeted last year, what was realized, the various shortcomings that the strength that the parishes had, and the weaknesses for both parishes and institutions. So we tried to talk about it, and also that will help as a guide for us to do the estimate for 2025. We realized that most of the parishes did well, but we still encourage them to put more efforts and to buy to the vision of us having a perfect account at the end of every financial year.
A major point of deliberation was the challenge of late submission of financial reports from parishes and institutions to the Diocesan Finance Office. Blasius Wantong provided some potential solutions to address this recurring issue.
The challenges that they have indicated in the meeting, we insist on those concerned with finances in the parishes and institutions that they should pay attention to what they are doing and be serious about it. We think most of the gaps that are existed is because much attention is not being paid when they are building up their finance, and so the procedures tend to be neglected. So it's important that they pay serious attention in what they are doing and make sure that they respect the deadlines which the diocese has indicated for their reports and whatever finance concerns that they may have with the diocese over time.
Following these discussions, some members shared that they found the session to be highly impactful, particularly after the clarifications that followed various interventions.
The meeting has been a very good one. The take-home message is this reporting, accountability of whatever goes on, income and expenditure that passes in our respective parishes. I think that when we do that, when Christians have an account of the monies that they chip in, they will always give more than we even expect of them. So I think this is very important.
Of encouragement to all of us as we go back to try to be a little more accountable, and especially about recording and giving the reports at the proper time in the right way. Going back, we'll try to enhance and make sure that we make it a little more better than it has been in the past, and continue encouraging the Christians in their generosity and to thank them for all that they have been able to do this far.
The gathering ended with a call for greater accountability, urging all members to improve the timeliness and accuracy of their reports. This goal is to ensure that future sessions reflect an even higher standard of efficiency and coordination than before.
And we saw there that report, we got in that report the appreciation of the bishop and also the commitment and the resolutions taken after that meeting, that budget review session, for greater accountability. Joining me in the studios of Divine Mercy Radio Television, we have the Deputy Project Coordinator of the Diocese, Reverend Father Pascal Siben. Father, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Solomon.
And we are happy to have you. We celebrated on the 25th, that is yesterday. Yes. We celebrated the 4th anniversary of the canonical possession of the Diocese of BUEA by Bishop Michael BIBI'S. You have worked closely with him for 4 years, especially when it comes to project. And we saw in that report about the commitment for accountability, which is also important when it comes to project. Yes. Sometimes it is very difficult. I don't know, what is your advice there?
Yes, I think Father Solomon is very important. People give their money on the basis of trust, and the only way that they can be satisfied with the work done is when you are accountable. When it comes to project, and when you write a project and you make the request and the money is given, there is the other last phase, which is reporting. And with reporting, you make a brief description, then you account for every least franc given to you. So accountability is key to project management and also in other institutions.
Now, you have worked in this office, this project office, for the past 4 years with great success.
Yes.
What has been the secret behind the success story of the project office, working in line with the bishop for the past 4 years? Because we'll be getting the address that was given by the Archbishop of Bamenda. BUEA has woken up from sleep. Yeah. So what has been what are some of the measures that the project office took, which can be used as a point of reference to parishes running projects?
Yeah, Father Solomon, I want to take my mind back to 4 years ago when I was appointed Deputy Project Director of the Diocese of BUEA. I have not been to any formal training for projects, but I think that I took the challenge when I saw the situation of the college which I manage right now, CUIB Entrepreneurial High School. We're using one big block, the primary school and the secondary school. And so it was actually very, very difficult to foresee the growth of that institution. So we needed some funding. So I took upon myself the challenge to just write a project. That was the first project I wrote, and I brought it forth to the bishop, and the bishop signed the endorsement letter. And I sent it to the Italian Episcopal Conference, and the project was granted. It is from there that the bishop saw that I may have some talent, some qualities for project management. And so he appointed me that year the Deputy Project Director. So far, what I do in the office is that I identify areas of need in the diocese. And I go through the book of funders and I see where funders are interested. Is it in socio-economic activities? Is it in pastoral activities? Is it solely for evangelization? And I discuss with the bishop a priority areas of the diocese. He may tell me his pastoral center. He may tell me his cathedral. He may tell me his college, schools. This school is suffering from this, but I don't have the money. Can you apply for funding? So, first, I go through the areas of interest of funders. Then I look at the priority areas of the bishop and I see if those areas can fit into the areas of interest of funders. That is the first thing that I do. And once I get it, you write. Project writing is a 50-50 something. It is not guaranteed that when you write to a funder, they'll give you the money. You keep praying. When you write, you have to pray. Because it's God that motivates them. It's God that gives them the heart to listen to you.
And Father, when you talk about this 50-50, maybe people always have the impression that maybe when you write these projects, they are automatically granted.
No.
But it could have been the case some years back, maybe in the time of Bishop Pius Hour, because we're talking about when we talk about the history of the Diocese of BUEA. Maybe some years back, in the case of the other bishops.
Yes.
Maybe it was the case, but I think it is somehow difficult for these projects to be granted, because maybe there are Christians who may feel that, well, why not write to the donors instead of asking the local contribution?
Yeah. Any project, you see, right now the number of grants coming to Africa has reduced drastically. There are some economic factors that are affecting that. So some funders, they will tell you, you have to present your local contribution. Then they will fund the rest. So that is very, very important. It depends on the project in question. There are some very gigantic projects that you would need to tell the funder that you have this amount of money ready. Then they'll be able, now from there, they'll be motivated to assist you with the balance.
So, and what you're telling us, Father, maybe what you are telling those who are following us is that it is difficult to have funders who fund projects entirely.
Yes, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You can have one or two, but projects that has to do with 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, no, that there must be a local contribution. It is so difficult. If you have project for 5 million, they will give you 5 million. But you need to go to 20, 30, 40. That's the total cost. Know that at least you have to give something as local contribution.
Father is still here with us. We take you back to our machines and to talk about the tour that was made by the financial controllers. After the session, the budget review session, the financial controllers of parishes, institutions, services, the assistance services embarked on a tour of the stunning Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral to witness the ongoing project. Of course, what is going on there is the putting up of the ceiling, which highlights the diocese's commitment to continually beautify this place of worship. They were excited by the magnificent work, including the paintings and the beautiful decorations of the scarf and the footings. Nadesh may accompany them, and at the end of the tour of the magnificent Divine Mercy Cathedral, she talked with the bishop of the Diocese of BUEA, especially about, and of course, asking the motivation, the push factor behind the success story, and of course the efforts that the bishop is putting. Where is he getting his strength from? Let us follow this interview from our missions.
I reach this side, but as I reach today, I look the cathedral, I look all the thing, beautifulness, it be perfect. It move people to move a money, to contribute, for make more and more, make the cathedral be beautiful more and more. So I be too grateful. So today, so I just talk for my heart say, well, if you have get some account for some side, wait some money there that I for go move account here for Bishop, because the work where Bishop they do, I think na crass work, because no man when they get heart for crass cannot do this.
Not easy. The work is good. We appreciate what our bishop is doing. He's doing a marvelous job. We thank God for him. That is, if you enter there and see the work that is going on there, it is like paradise. We are very grateful for the work that he's doing. He's doing a marvelous job for us, BUEA Diocese. We are very proud of our Papa Bishop. He's marvelous. And he likes Nyanga. Because if you look at the decoration there, it's all Nyanga, 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 Nyanga. We are very grateful. We thank him for that.
Father Pascal, I think we got the impressions of some of the parish delegates, parish financial controllers, and those who work with our institutions who deal with money. They were very excited seeing the progress of work in the Divine Mercy Cathedral, and you got the one of them saying that the bishop loves Nyanga.
Yes.
Working with the bishop, I think this is a demanding factor. I mean, to be able to meet up with the expectation of the bishop.
Yes, I think that Bishop Bibi is he believes so much in
Perfection,
evangelization through development, and he has a sense of
beauty. Okay, well, yeah,
beauty. Yes, he has a sense of beauty, because if you look at what he has put up there, the cathedral, the cathedral is so beautiful. It means that the person who is at the head of the diocese actually knows what he's doing. So I would like to really appreciate him for that, because as the other Christians were expressing their views there, he has that sense of beauty, and that is what is motivating some of these projects to come out so fine-tuned at the end. I would like to also say that the quality of Bishop Bibi that I admire so much with regards to project is monitoring and supervision. He goes there himself to check, and if there is any error, he tells you there so that it can be corrected. And so every week he makes sure that the project that is ongoing in his diocese, he visits them, looks at it, and makes his own suggestions. So that's one of the things that is contributing to that fine-tunedness of our projects. That the bishop is in touch, he goes there, monitors, and makes his own contribution, together with the project managers and the contractors.
Indeed, BUEA Diocese has woken up from sleep. BUEA Diocese has taken its rightful place when it comes to the church in Cameroon, because it is the oldest diocese. Yeah. It is the oldest diocese, the first diocese in Cameroon. And let us take you to this report that was done on the day of the opening mass of the Bishops' Seminar, the 48th Annual Bishops' Seminar in BUEA. It took place in BUEA. And you get excerpts of the interview that was, of the excerpts of the address that was given by Archbishop Andrew Fuanyankea, who noted that the Diocese of BUEA has woken up from slumber. Let us get this report.
His Grace Andrew Nkea, President of the National Episcopal Conference, in addressing the faithful on the occasion of the inaugural Mass of the 48th Annual Seminar of the Bishops of Cameroon, voiced nothing short of applauding the bishop, priests, religious men and women, together with Christians, for their great strive in making the co-cathedral a reality.
I wish, in the name of all the bishops of Cameroon here present, to congratulate the entire people of God of the Diocese of BUEA under the leadership of their dynamic, hard-working, spiritual, and focused bishop, Michael Miabiswe Bibi, for this wonderful achievement. At last, the co-cathedral, which was a dream, has become a reality. And today it has been consecrated in the presence of the entire Episcopal College of Cameroon on the occasion of their 48th annual seminar holding here in BUEA.
Noting that the entire diocese of BUEA has weakened and taken her place as the first diocese in Cameroon, the president of the National Episcopal Conference assured the diocese of the support of the entire Ecclesiastical College of Cameroon's bishop.
BUEA Diocese has woken up from sleep and has taken her rightful place as the very first diocese of this country. BUEA Diocese, all the bishops of Cameroon are very proud of you and your bishop. Like the cadets of Mary used to sing, BUEA Diocese, go ahead, the cadets are behind you. This time, we the bishops have borrowed the words of the cadets to say, BUEA Diocese, go ahead, the bishops are behind you.
Beseeching the Christians to identify themselves by the sand and stone used in constructing the co-cathedral church building, the Most Reverend Andrew Nkeya expounds on the ideal church.
Dear Christians of BUEA, each one of you must identify yourselves in the single stones and the sand that make up this cathedral. The church is not an empty building made of colored stones. The church is a reality flowing from our love. Love one another.
His Grace Andrew Nkeya also expressed the desire and wish of the Bishop of Cameroon for the co-cathedral to be used to upgrade the spirituality of the faithful of BUEA Diocese.
We got the Archbishop there appreciating the Diocese of BUEA, its Bishop Michael Miabeswe Bibi, and all the Christians. And Father, I think a lot of collaboration has to go on if we are to realize these projects. The collaboration between the pastors and the Christians, because it is teamwork. Maybe sometimes we may forget it. The Christians are doing a lot, and we need to continue to thank them and to encourage them for all what they are doing. And as we got in that report, maybe there was a time we were sleeping, we have woken up from sleep. Father, with the new projects that we plan to do, are you optimistic?
Yes, of course.
Because there are other projects. I think we have talked a lot about the Divine Mercy Cathedral since 2009.
Yes.
Since 2009, it has been dedicated. There are other projects that will be coming up. So we have woken up from sleep. Are we ready? Are we going to be up to the task?
Yes, Father Solomon. I think that I agree with the Archbishop. We have woken up from sleep because we, at the tail end of the leadership of Bishop Bushu, we experienced some challenges that slowed the developmental aspect of the diocese. The one is the co-cathedral. We had some crisis with the co-cathedral, and so the project was very, very slow. And so the Joe Bishop came now and pumped a lot of impetus, some force towards the project, and that's why we had to realize that project this year, and also dedicated the cathedral. So there is a lot of projects that have come up in the diocese in the space of this 4 years that has come to completion, which is a good mark of project management. Because you can start something and you don't finish. So it means that there was some financial lapses or something, mismanagement along the line. So there are countless projects that have been started by the bishop, and the support of the people of God have come to completion. One is the co-cathedral. Then we have also several schools. You have CUIB, the university, the CUIB, the secondary school. So a lot has been completed, and so we want to really thank the bishop and the entire people of God for the assistance and the collaboration given to him. At the level of parishes too, also need the collaboration and also the openness and the accountability of priests too towards their projects, because that is very, very important. So I really think that when it comes to project management and project execution, there should be openness, frankness, and a team spirit, and that will help a lot towards the completion of the project.
And maybe, Father, you tell us about some of the new projects that will be coming up, because we know that there are areas that your office will still be tackling. There are some needs. You talked about at the beginning of this program, you talked about needs, problems that need to be solved, and so on.
Exactly.
And these problems make for the need of a project.
Exactly. So far, with at the level of my rapport with the bishop, we have 3 projects that we have earmarked, and one is ongoing. The other ones we are still planning how to start it. The one that is ongoing is the construction of the hostels for students. You see, we discovered that students, they face a lot of difficulty, especially our students in a Catholic university, when it comes to housing. So housing was a major problem. And we're not only talking about housing, but a comfortable and conducive hostel for them. What we mean by a comfortable and good housing for them is that they should be able to have water, have a clean environment, and many other things, some social amenities attached to it. So we decided that in order to address this situation, let us construct some hostels that is located at the BUEA parish, just next to the state university. And so from there now, we'll be able to provide housing for students, the Catholic university and other universities. Can be state students in state universities or private universities. So we are in a way addressing that challenge of housing for students in BUEA. However, we are going to charge a little funds, a little fee, hostel
for maintenance
and everything,
and of course the bills that need to be paid.
Yeah, so they are going to pay the rents and all those things, but it's going to be very, very affordable. Very, very affordable. It's just for us to keep the building going and also to pay the workers that will be there. The second project that we have in mind is the construction of the microfinance bank, BUEA. It's ongoing. We started with the foundation work. We have 1 or 2 challenge, and that have been addressed. That have been addressed by the government, and by next week, the foundational work will kickstart again, and hopefully we'll see how we go with that construction of the microfinance for the diocese, just beside the presbytery of St. Charles. Then the other one, of course, this beautiful TV station. The beautiful TV station, GMR TV. This is just a temporary structure. The project office also intends to construct a befitting station for GMR TV. The bishop, I spoke with him I think yesterday. He told me he will create time for us to look at the plot just behind here, and for us to see so that we can even start by molding blocks, foundational blocks, and all those things. So those are the 3 that is within the pipeline. Yeah.
And I think there is no reason for us to be afraid, because some of these projects are income generating. Yes. I think the 3 you have mentioned, we have the Repafim, and then we have the hostel, which will give some money to the diocese. And let us take you down to Moliko, where this hostel is located. And we hear from this report that the hostel is going to be ready by March of this year.
Yeah.
And Franklin from Munkong talked to some of the workers and also to the assistant project director of the Diocese of BUEA, who presented the 54-room project. In the following report, Franklin from Munkong says this is good news for the Diocese of BUEA.
As part of her mission towards the nations, the Church has always made significant efforts to augment the living standard of people. Resonating with this mission and given the nature of the town of BUEA, marked by thousands of students who occupy the several institutions of higher learning here in BUEA, the Diocese of BUEA has decided to address one of the challenges these students face, which is that of accommodation.
The Church, in one way or the other, looks for ways of addressing some of the challenges that people face in the world. In the diocese of BUEA, and BUEA in particular being an area of that has a lot of universities. So one of the challenges that students are always having, and they express that to us, is that they need a place to stay while pursuing their studies in the Catholic universities to BUEA and other universities.
BUEA Diocese, since June of 2024, is setting up befitting students' hostels made of 54 rooms.
We started the construction of single rooms that you have the kitchen, the toilet, and a good space for every student. So behind us here we have 54 rooms.
The purpose for building these hostels is to provide a helping hand to students facing difficulties with accommodation.
So it's a huge project that is aimed at helping our students find a good place to stay while pursuing their studies here in BUEA.
These hostels provide peculiar advantages and resources not common in BUEA.
It is a fence compound, as you can see. We have the fence and we have just one main gate. And the project itself, we are trying to make it different in 3 areas. First, there will be a security personnel that will be employed by the diocese to take care of the building and the surrounding. He will serve like a security agent and also the compound care personnel. Then the second thing that we are going to do is that we are going to have a borehole. You know, water in BUEA is a problem. And so we are going to get a borehole in such a way that every room, when you get it, you have constant water. Then the next one, we are also envisioning to get a standby generator. Then the lastly, proximity. You see, besides us there, we have the University of BUEA. So you just a stone throw, you just take a step and you are in UB. And also the Catholic University is just over there. It's just a little walk and you're in the Catholic University.
As at the moment, work is speedily ongoing with workers being on site daily to ensure the project comes to completion by March of 2025. Students in search for befitting housing facilities are encouraged to acquire a spot for themselves. These hostels are located at the church premises of St. Peter and Paul UB Parish, Moliko.
Father, I think this is really good news for the Diocese of BUEA and for students who have been, having difficulties getting rooms for themselves, especially when we have some landlords who are exorbitant.
Exactly.
So I think just tell us what maybe you have talked about the inspiration you got, but what is the vision? What is the intention? Maybe will this hostel have just Catholic students, or it will be opened to students generally? Not talking about denominational concerns.
Exactly. Well, the whole idea is that we're looking at just addressing their challenge of having an accommodation. And it's going to open for every student, from the Catholic University, from the State University, from any other private university around BUEA. And so we are going to have a committee that is going to take charge of the agreement,
the criteria for giving a room.
Yes.
And those who yes, the tenancy agreement, those who have to take rooms, they must agree that
yes.
the conditions will likely be so Catholic.
Yes. Yeah, because Catholic is just that we have to put some discipline around the area, because it's a student residential area.
Close to the church.
Close to the church. And so if you are there, you should have a focus. It's studies. And so, though we respect their privacy and all the like, but they have to also respect the environment, And so we are going to draft some tenancy agreement that will instill a bit of discipline in order to help other students. Because if there's no discipline around there, then the place now will not attain its objective.
It could easily become a ghetto,
Yes,
a ghetto, and transform into. You see some of the hostels in the university. You see some scammers are there. They play their music. It's like
late into the night.
late into the night.
Yeah, and disturbing others. So it's not going to be like that, because we know that it is geared towards studies, and so we will respect them that are matured, but they have to also respect one another in terms of the quietness of the place and the security of the place, not coming back late into the night and all those things like that. It may also jeopardize the safety of others. So we're going to put a bit of order there, just to make sure that the environment is good for studies.
Father, we noticed that there are two buildings going on.
Yes.
The two buildings, one has really advanced. The other, the other is at the roofing stage. What is the intention? We would like to know if you are planning, or if there are plans to separate boys and girls, because we are seeing two hostels.
No, we'll mix it up. People will come and they will make their choice. Yeah. The thing is that what happened is, the first set of workers, they started before the others. I had two groups of workers. So the first group was constructing the CUAB High School. So while the second group started the first block, that's block A. And so when they finished the construction of the college, then the group now transferred to the second building. So in other words, what I'm saying is that the first building started before the second. So there's going to be a one huge building, and they are big, they are adults. We mix them up. It's not going to be boys against. They will mix it. When you come and you see that you want to stay up there, if that's okay by you, you go there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll mix them up. It's not that we are going to separate boys, girls. No, it's not. It's not a secondary school or something.
Maybe you tell us who is funding this project, Father.
Missio Invest.
Okay.
Missio Invest is an organization in the US that they believe so much in faith and financing development, that if you want to spread the faith, you also put an eye on development. It was started by Father Andrew Small. He came and gave a presentation during the 48th annual celebration of the bishops here in BUEA. So he approached Bishop Bibi. Bishop Bibi forwarded a mail to me, and I wrote to him, and I drafted the whole project. So, and from there he gave us this the fundings, so that we start to construct the building. Eventually we are going to report to them.
Okay. I think at this point in time we will take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the program, the 75th anniversary rundown. We will be talking about the appreciation, the message of appreciation that was sent by the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon to the Diocese of BUEA, following a very successful hosting of the 48th annual seminar of the Bishops of Cameroon. Stay tuned. You are welcome back. The bishops of Cameroon have expressed heartfelt gratitude to the people of God in the Diocese of BUEA, and of course to the people of goodwill through their bishop, Most Reverend Michael Bibi, for a successful hosting of the 48th annual seminar of the bishops of Cameroon that held from the 4th of January 2025 to the 11th of January 2025. The words of gratitude and appreciation are contained in a sealed letter addressed to Bishop Michael Bibi, as Matilda Bison reads out the message for us.
Yaoundé, February 17, 2025. His Excellency Michael Bibi, Bishop of BUEA, Diocese of BUEA, Southwest Region, Cameroon. Letter of appreciation and gratitude. Your Lordship, It is with a heart full of gratitude and love that we, your brother bishops, extend our fraternal congratulations and appreciation for all that you, your clergy, religious men and women, as well as Christ's lay faithful and people of goodwill, put in place not only to grant us a befitting welcome, but also a good accommodation at the sumptuous Bishop Pius Our Memorial Pastoral Center in Moliko, BUEA, on the occasion of the 48th Annual Seminar of our National Episcopal Conference that you were privileged to host from January 4th to 11th, 2025. Your generosity and hospitality that accompanied us during those days made our stay enjoyable, pleasant, and memorable, thus contributing fully to the success of our seminar. The tremendous efforts and sacrifice made to bring the construction of the Divine Mercy Co-Cathedral to completion in a very short time, the venue for our deliberations and Eucharistic celebrations, the cooperation and collaboration with the administrative, civil, religious authorities, and forces of law and order of the region and BUEA municipality all showcased the prepared, organized, and welcoming disposition you and your entire people had for a fruitful seminar. We, your brother bishops, will forever remain indebted to you. May our Lord Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd, continue to be your strength and light as you shepherd his flock in the Diocese of BUEA. Fraternally yours, for the Bishops of Cameroon, Andrew Mfuanyankea, Archbishop of Bamenda and President of the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, NEC.
Appreciation and gratitude there to the people of God and to the Bishop of BUEA for a successful hosting of the 48th annual seminar of the Bishops of Cameroon. Father, you're a part of the organizing committee, the local organizing committee. I think we talked briefly about that. It was quite successful. And looking at the work that was done, especially by the project team, you had a lot of pressure, yes, and you were able to do it. Yes. I think maybe this is an opportunity for you to send a word for those who work night and day.
Yes. Yeah, we would like to acknowledge the efforts of everybody of the various committees that we had in preparation for the 48th annual seminar of the Bishops of Cameroon. You see, we talk about the protocol, the Catholic committee, the angels in charge of accommodation. We sacrificed ourselves and we gave our all to make sure that the occasion went well. And so it was something that we wanted to do it well, and we did it well. And so at the end of the conference, some of us actually fell sick, because we were into it, we were into the program, and we gave our best to make sure that it went well. A lot of sacrifices were made. There were things that were not in place at the time, but we had to call others to make sure that it is in place before the occasion. And so we extend gratitude to everybody, all the committee members, protocol, those in the kitchen, security, and as the Archbishop expressed his sentiment of gratitude to the security personnel of the region. They did so well too. They were always there to make sure that the bishops are safe and sound, and so the occasion was just wonderful. And we thank everybody. You know, sometimes you can prepare an occasion, but if people don't attend, it doesn't give the grandeur of the celebration. The crowd on the first day of the dedication, the protocol could not handle. People came out from all the corners of this diocese, and out of this diocese, and the cathedral was packed full to the brim, in such a way that us, the protocol members, were not able to handle the crowd. Yes, because the cathedral could not contain the number that came out for that dedication. Even the closing mass, the crowd too was also something that we need to really appreciate the Christians for coming out, because as I said before, you can make all these arrangements, but if people don't come, it doesn't give the beauty of the celebration. So the people of God came out in their numbers for those important days, the dedication of the cathedral and the closing mass, and we really appreciate them for that presence.
And the workers also, we had images of the workers we saw some of them working late during the night. I just want
the workers at the pastoral center, you have people like Rue, Clarice, the other two boys. I pressed on them, they were tired, I begged them, I said, Mama, we have to do this. And they saw me today in the college, they said, Father, a long time. And they just reminded me of how I was begging them to do one or two things. They were tired, but I said, we have to do it for our bishops.
Maybe, Father, tell us, how do you get, some of these workers who are committed, who are dedicated, who will not work, not just, or who work not just thinking of maybe the pay, but who give something extra? How do you get
the secret is management. The secret is management. There is a way you can talk to a worker, and the worker will respond. There are some workers that you need to, if they have worked and they are tired, and you know very well they are tired, but if you expect them to do some other thing, you have to talk nicely to them. And that's what I did to most of them. They will work the whole day, in the night they are tired, but if there's an emergency work, I will go and beg them. I told you that this thing cannot stay like this. We have to do this work. And they'll get up again. You know, it is the way you talk to them. The way you talk to them nicely, and they really understand how all of you are trying to make sure that the occasion goes well, they will respond.
And tell us now, what are the challenges? What are some of the challenges that one will expect to have? Because nothing good comes easily.
Exactly.
There will always be challenges. What are some of the challenges one will be expecting to face when you want to start a project?
Okay, the project or
a project like the one you're handling, like the hostel project. What are some of the challenges? Because we know maybe challenges, even having money, challenges, managing the workers. What are some of those challenges that you expect to, and then how do you try to surmount them?
Yes, the first challenge that you may have is that you may face an on-site challenge. Like when I started the UB project, it immediately dawned on me that area was stony. So, there's what we call the mat. They have to dig the foundation in order to plant the mat. So it was difficult. We had to crack stones.
What is a mat, Father?
The mat is, anyways, construction language. When you want to start a building, where you plant the pillars, there's something that they build with iron, where they will put the pillars, then they concrete it with cement and gravel. So that we call the mat. So in order to dig those holes, in order to put those mats, we encountered first of all a lot of stones. So I had to get a machine to crack those stones. That's extra income. That's extra money. So that was the first on-site challenges. So it can be stony. Then the second one was the supply of materials. It was raining season. So the tippers, the camions, they were having difficult to transport gravel and sand and even cement to the site. So if you look at that area, if you go to UB there, you see that they have created their path, and it was not easy getting that material on site. So the season to start a construction also can pose a challenge. We started that project during the rainy season, and it was difficult. So during the dry season, the project just went so fast. But the rainy season, we'll calculate the weather. Hey, cement, you cannot come this day. The rain fell today, so you will not be able to pass. So all those things that have been now, you can just pick my phone and call for 7 and it will come.
Yeah, because even when the road is muddy, maybe
you cannot pass.
The camion cannot come with sand and
With
all
sand
that.
and those things. So the on-site challenges they are there. Then also workers too. They can also pose a lot of challenges to you, but you have to be very technical. You have to be very technical in terms of the work quality. Sometimes where you have to go every day and check if something is done and is not done properly according to what you see on paper. You tell the contractor, no, this thing is not done well. So every day you go to the site in the morning, in the evening, at the close of the day, make sure you go and check. With that, you monitor the project and you can easily make corrections when there are mistakes.
And making corrections on time.
On time. Like what happened is that during the construction there, we discovered that we didn't put the balconies, these little balconies behind that somebody can even put 1 or 2 plates, things outside. But we corrected it in the next building. So if you look at the building, there are some that the 24 of them are having balconies, the other ones are not having. But that was not originally in the plan. We already discovered it later on that, hey, this is something that we need to put, and we corrected it.
Father, tell us, how do you work under pressure? I mean, because we know that some of these buildings, like you have a fixed time. You are expecting this building to be ready maybe before the next academic year. How will you try to? Of course, you have to pressure the workers, and maybe sometimes you are also working under a lot of pressure. How do you manage all that?
The construction of CUIB High School were under pressure. That was the construction that.
Because schools had to begin.
The school started, and my students in the high school, lower seat and upper seat, they were having classes at the university for 2 months before we finished their building. So it was not easy, and I really thank God for Mr. Elias, because I told him that you have to finish this building on time. I'm going to provide the resources and I'm going to pay you. You have this duration. You have to finish this building. And they did their best to finish it on time. Because it was not easy. Because I was running the other school here, my students were down there. And so I was not able to supervise them, to monitor them. So it was challenging for us and my teachers. So I had to do everything possible that they come closer, so that we are seeing them and we're interacting with them. So the construction of that high school was very, very challenging because we had a limited time to finish it. So what happened is that there are some days that the ghost town, or announced ghost town, and I'll beg Elias and the other people, please, you just have to look for a way. We have to finish this building because schools will resume very soon. Like the 2 weeks lockdown. I said, okay, look, we are here. If places are safe and people, you can come out, come and walk, because there's no other way. We have to finish this building. So the pressure was both from the parents too, because they were like, if I have not finished the building, how can I send my child to your school? But I keep assuring them that is the building, we'll finish it on time. And we although we had to take September, it was late November that we finished the building.
And when maybe these workers, you put some pressure on them, are you not afraid, or are they not? Is it not a little bit risky because they may be working under this pressure and then maybe not taking time to deliver, maybe to do a good job?
The caliber of workers that I have, if you give them their money on time, they don't have any problem. They will make the sacrifice. Money motivates them. If every Saturday you have to give them their money, and I make sure I tell the foreman, please, I don't want anybody to come and complain to me that you have not paid me. I give you your money, make sure that you say to your workers. When you give these boys their money and you tell them that you want this work finished, they do it for you. They do it for you.
Well, it's not easy to manage projects. And I know maybe we will soon be drawing the curtains of the program. Maybe, Father, since you have a lot of experience on project management, maybe you tell us something about project reporting. because it's a very important area also. Maybe most of we just think that project is going to the side, looking at what is happening, maybe disbursing money. What about this project reporting, which is also key, especially when the project is being sponsored? I'm sure a project is being sponsored.
Yeah, Father Solo, I will say that about only being sponsored. Every project, the key is reporting, because your credibility lies on the reporting. From reporting, they will know if actually you have managed the project correctly or there's some mismanagement. There are two aspects in project reporting: the descriptive part and the financial statement. With the descriptive part, you are going to tell the funder when you started the project, how did you manage the project? What duration did you use? What the time limit you used to get the project? Is the project finished? Yes. You state it under the topic description. Then you have the financial statement, the income,
the expenditure, how much you received,
how much you spend,
and to help us know the worth, the financial worth of the building.
Yes. Then the expenditure, you have to back it with receipts. So meaning that if you are executing a project, every little franc that you send out, you must ask for your receipt, or else you'll be in problems. You must ask for your receipt. And I just want to prove this, because this evening I called somebody to give me a receipt, and this is, you don't have the receipt here in my pocket. Just to tell you that receipts are very important. Receipts are very important. So any little financial transaction, you will back it up with your receipts, because if they're coming for auditing, no, look at your expenditure, and the only thing that will make the auditors to give you a tick that no, this expenditure is okay, that are receipts. So it is very important, and there are things that you have receipts for and the things that you will not have receipts on. But the only thing is that the things that you don't have receipts, the receiver, you should create a form a receiver should sign.
Maybe with his name,
and ID number, card, everything, and number. So if I'm giving somebody for transport, maybe he has transported the material to the site, transport, he will come, he will sign the money, put his ID card and number. Then I'll take it and attach it to my expenditure page. So those are the key elements when it comes to reporting. Descriptive reporting, that entails you tell the funder what happened in the course of the execution, when you started, then the challenges, and how do you solve the challenges. Then the financial statement, the income, expenditure, back with receipt, that constitutes reporting.
Maybe any plans to, because you are working in this office, project, any plans to do training for, just training to update and upgrade the knowledge of priests who also run projects?
Yes, the thing is that from individual level, some priests have approached me, and there are some priests are interested in project management, and I have explained to them that when it comes to project management, especially sourcing for funding, you have to be creative. You have to look at a problem, identify a problem, then look at funders who are interested in it. Then you write to them. Secondly, for those who are managing projects in their parishes right now, most of them have contacted me through phone, and I've told them, get this worker can help you. Get this contractor, he knows this. I think that he can execute this work with this amount of money as labor. Of course, you buy your material, but this person is quite cheap. He can do this work perfectly done with this amount of money. And so that's how I interacted with some priests in the past.
Father, maybe you give a word to the Christians of the Diocese of BUEA who have been doing so much.
Yes.
Your final words to the Christians of the Diocese of BUEA who have supported assisted us in the realization of the key projects in this diocese, giving the local contribution.
Yes.
What message for them, in order that, of course, they should not stop. They should not stop their generosity.
Yeah, I think one of the things that keep the bishop going in this diocese is just that the Christians are behind him, because they are seeing what he's doing with their contributions. And some of the projects that we have realized, basically the co-cathedral, majority of the funding is local contribution. Yes, we have received 1 or 2 funding from outside, but you look at that co-cathedral and some of our huge projects in this diocese, like the pastoral center, all is majority of the funds is local contribution. So we thank the Christians of the Diocese of BUEA, and we thank the bishop too for proper management of the fundings.
Thank you, Father, for coming. It was insightful speaking with you. You are the deputy project coordinator of the Diocese of BUEA. You're working with Monsieur Pierre-Ernest Chinda. We want to thank you, and we wish you well as you accomplish your ministry and, of course, your service in the Diocese of BUEA.
Thank you very much for that, Solomon.
We were with you today talking about Bishop BIBI'S 4-year stay in the Diocese of BUEA and the legacy of a successful management of projects. Stay tuned to DMR TV of the Diocese of BUEA. Until we meet again next time, have a nice time. Yeah.